Hello, and welcome to another calming story on Boring History for Slumber. Tonight, as the world outside grows quiet and the night stretches on, I invite you to close your eyes and relax. Imagine yourself in a place where the cold, crisp air of winter is just as comforting as a cozy blanket. It's the kind of cold that wraps around you gentle yet invigorating, keeping you alert and at ease. Now I want you to picture something a little unusual. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to sleep in the cold winter air with snowflakes softly falling around you? Perhaps it's hard to imagine at first. After all, we tend to think of winter as a time for warmth and shelter. But what if I told you that in a certain corner of the world, babies are put to sleep outside in the cold air, even in the middle of winter? Yes, in places like Denmark, this is not just a quirky habit, it's a long-standing tradition. And tonight, we'll explore why this practice, though it may sound strange to some, is deeply rooted in the culture and values of the people there. Picture yourself now standing on a quiet Danish street. The ground beneath your feet is blanketed in thick, soft snow, and the air is still, yet the world feels full of life. The streets are peaceful, bathed in the pale light of a winter morning. The gentle sound of the wind whispers through the trees, and you can almost feel the chill in the air as you pull your coat tighter around you. It's not the biting cold you might expect from winter. Instead, there's a freshness, a crispness that brings a sense of clarity to the air. Now, look closer. Off to the side near the edge of a park, or outside a cozy cafe, you'll spot something unique. In prams, large, cozy, and tightly bundled, are babies peacefully sleeping. They're swaddled in layers of warm blankets, tucked in as snug as a bug in a rug, their small faces serene and calm even in the cold winter air. There's no sign of distress, no crying or fussing. They are simply sleeping, drifting peacefully in the embrace of the natural world. This is no ordinary scene, though. It is a part of life for many families in Denmark and other Nordic countries, part of a tradition that might seem strange at first, but is deeply cherished by the people who practice it. Babies, even in the freezing cold, are placed outside to nap, breathe in the fresh air, and enjoy the tranquility of the outdoors. It's a practice that has been passed down for generations, embraced by parents who have a deep trust in nature's power to nurture and protect. So you may be asking yourself, why would anyone, especially parents, choose to put their newborns to sleep in the cold outdoors? Surely, it must seem strange, even risky, to some, but in Denmark, and in many parts of the Nordic world, it's viewed as perfectly natural. For generations, parents have believed that fresh, crisp air is essential for a baby's well-being. The coolness of the winter air, as long as it's not too harsh, is seen as a natural cleanser for the body, a tonic for the soul, and a powerful way to build the baby's immune system. The roots of this practice go back long before modern conveniences like central heating or double-glazed windows were available. In those days, people believed that exposure to nature was not just a privilege, but a necessity. And this belief still holds true today. In Denmark, parents trust the outdoors to provide their babies with a better, healthier sleep. They're not worried about the cold because they know how to prepare. The babies are dressed warmly in layers tucked into prams with blankets and sleeping bags that keep them warm, even as snow gently falls on the ground around them. But what really makes this practice so fascinating is the deep cultural connection to nature that it reflects. In Denmark, nature is more than just a backdrop to everyday life. It is an integral part of the experience of living. People have an intimate relationship with the outdoors, whether it's enjoying the peaceful stillness of a forest or breathing in the fresh air of the sea. It's this connection to nature that extends to their children from the very beginning. For the Danes, letting babies sleep outside isn't seen as something radical. It's simply part of the natural rhythm of life. It's a way of allowing children to grow stronger and more resilient, learning from the very environment they live in. And while the rest of the world might question the safety of such a practice in Denmark, it's not only accepted, it's encouraged. You see, in Denmark, parents have a profound trust in nature's ability to nurture and protect. This trust isn't just a passing belief. It's woven deeply into the fabric of their society. The Danish way of life is centered around finding balance, whether it's in work, leisure, or how they raise their children. Nature, with all its beauty and unpredictability, is considered a key element in shaping a child's health and future. In fact, the benefits of outdoor sleep have been studied by researchers who have found that babies who sleep outside in the fresh air tend to sleep better, have stronger immune systems, and are less likely to develop illnesses in their first few years. But beyond the physical benefits, there's something deeply calming about the idea of a baby sleeping under the sky, surrounded by the quiet of nature, with the rhythm of the seasons gently guiding their growth. As you continue to picture this serene scene, a baby in a pram, the soft sound of the wind, and the gentle hush of the winter landscape, you may begin to see that this isn't just about the physical act of sleeping. It's about connecting with the natural world, embracing its cycles, and learning to trust in the rhythms of life. And for the Danes, this is the essence of raising a child to give them a strong foundation in the natural world, one that will support them throughout their lives. And so, as you begin to drift deeper into relaxation, let us take a moment to explore the fascinating tradition of outdoor sleeping in Denmark, where the cold winter air is seen not as a threat, but as a gift. In the next sections, we'll uncover the history behind this practice, the safety measures that parents take, the surprising benefits of outdoor sleep, the cultural importance of nature, and how the world views this unique Danish custom. Let's begin our journey into this peaceful, quiet world. You might be wondering where this unusual custom of letting babies sleep outside during the cold winter months comes from. Well, it's not just a quirky habit or something that started yesterday. This tradition is deeply rooted in Scandinavian culture, especially in Denmark, where it has been a part of child rearing for over a century. Imagine a time back in the early 1900s when families didn't have the comforts of modern technology or heated homes. Even then, parents were placing their babies outside to sleep, trusting the fresh, crisp air to be just as important as a warm blanket. As you picture the small wooden homes, smoke rising from chimneys, and the bustling streets of Copenhagen a century ago, you can sense that this wasn't just a passing trend. The tradition stuck. Through decades of societal change, from the wars to modernity, this practice has endured, passed down from one generation of Danish parents to the next. It's a beautiful, albeit curious, way of life that still holds strong today. As you continue to imagine that quiet, snowy winter day in Copenhagen, you can picture the wooden prams lined up outside the homes, tucked into cozy corners of courtyards, or nestled under tree branches in the parks. There's something undeniably peaceful about the sight, babies, sleeping soundly, wrapped snugly in blankets, their little faces serene as the crisp air swirls gently around them. This is not an unusual or strange practice in Denmark. It's just the way things are done, passed down through generations and woven into the very fabric of Danish life. In fact, this tradition has remained remarkably steady through changing times. The hustle of the modern world, the advent of central heating, and the rise of indoor conveniences haven't changed the way many Danish parents approach child rearing. For them, the outdoors isn't something to avoid in the winter, it's something to embrace. The cold air, they believe, is part of what makes their children strong. There is a sense of pride in this connection to nature, and it's something that has been nurtured for years. Through war, peace, and modernization, this simple tradition of outdoor sleeping has stood the test of time. Imagine how different life must have been back then, when a family would carefully place their baby in a pram for a nap, not inside a warm crib, but in the open air. They didn't have the luxury of today's insulation or electric heaters, yet there was a deep understanding that nature itself could provide a safe, nurturing environment. The belief was that this exposure would help babies sleep better and build stronger immune systems. The colder months were seen not as something to shield children from, but as an opportunity to strengthen them mentally and physically. Even today, this practice continues to be a source of pride for the Danish. When you visit Denmark, you'll still see babies tucked into their prams, napping peacefully under the vast sky. It's an enduring part of their culture, a small but powerful reminder of the simple joys of life. In a world where we often turn to modern solutions to solve problems, this timeless tradition offers something different. A reminder to trust nature, to embrace the elements, and to believe in the strength and resilience that comes from the natural world. As you reflect on this, it becomes clear that the tradition of outdoor sleeping isn't just about babies getting their rest. It's about a deeper connection to the earth, a way of living that teaches patience, trust, and respect for the natural rhythms of life. It's about understanding that sometimes the most valuable lessons come not from technology or material comforts, but from the simple, steady embrace of the world around us. And so with each baby placed gently in their pram, the tradition lives on, passed from one generation to the next, a testament to the enduring spirit of Denmark's connection to nature. Now, you may wonder, why would parents willingly place their children outside in the cold? Well, in Denmark, people believe that fresh, cold air is incredibly important for a baby's health. It's not about exposing babies to harsh weather without care. It's about the natural healing properties that cold, fresh air offers. Parents believe that the crisp, outdoor air helps to clear out any impurities in the lungs, improve sleep quality, and even boost a baby's immune system. You may not have considered the idea that a cold breeze might be beneficial for your health. But for many Danish families, it's an essential part of raising strong, healthy children. It's a belief that is deeply ingrained in their culture and supported by their connection to the natural world. As you imagine this scene further, you begin to see that it's not just about the cold for the sake of coldness. It's about something deeper, something that resonates with the very way the Danes view health, vitality, and the well-being of their children. The idea is not to expose babies to the harsh winds or biting cold, but to give them the gift of fresh, unpolluted air. the kind that only nature can provide. There's a belief that this crispness, combined with the pure natural elements of the outdoors, has a healing effect that no modern medicine can replicate. You can almost feel the difference yourself as you imagine stepping outside into the Danish winter air. It's invigorating, it's refreshing, it clears your mind and fills your lungs with a deep, clean breath that leaves you feeling revitalized. Now, picture a small baby gently resting in a pram, the soft glow of the winter sun filtering through bare branches, their little chest rising and falling steadily in the cool air. The outdoors, while chilly, offers a purity that the indoors simply can't match. And for the Danes, this pure air is a crucial component in helping babies build their health and strength. In a society that values resilience and self-sufficiency, raising children with a robust immune system is highly prioritized. By letting babies sleep outside, even in the winter months, parents believe they are helping their little ones develop an early resistance to colds, flu, and other illnesses. The cold air is thought to act as a natural purifier, helping to flush out any impurities and giving their lungs a healthy workout. It's the kind of care that embraces the raw power of nature rather than sheltering children away from it. Interestingly, this practice is backed by scientific research. Studies have shown that outdoor sleep, even in cold weather, can have significant benefits for infants, such as better sleep quality and improved respiratory health. The idea that cold, fresh air strengthens the body is not just folklore. It's something that holds real merit in the scientific community. For the Danish, it's a belief that's woven into their parenting practices, passed down through generations as a trusted method of raising healthy, strong children. This approach to child rearing reflects a deeper philosophy in Danish culture. The idea that nature has a special way of healing and nurturing if we only allow ourselves to trust it. It's a beautiful, simple way of life that contrasts sharply with the noise and distractions of modern society, offering a quiet, peaceful rhythm that connects families to the earth. In this way, the tradition of outdoor sleeping is not just a practice, it's a philosophy, one that encourages both parents and children to grow stronger, healthier, and more attuned to the natural world around them. As you think about this, consider how different life might feel if you took the time to trust nature in the same way. Maybe there's wisdom in letting the natural world nurture you, just as it nurtures the Danish babies, helping you grow stronger in mind and body with each breath of fresh air. But there's more to this practice than just a belief in fresh air. It's also about building resilience. Babies in Denmark are often seen as stronger and more resilient because they are exposed to the elements from an early age. Being outdoors, even in the cold, helps babies build a stronger immune system and adapt to the changing seasons. It's believed that this exposure makes them less susceptible to illnesses in the long run. As you think about it, the cold might seem harsh at first, but it's more like a gentle teacher helping children grow stronger by embracing the natural world around them. Just like the trees that stand tall against the wind, and the snow babies too are learning to grow with resilience and strength from their very first moments. As you picture these babies nestled in their prams, surrounded by the cold yet peaceful Danish winter, you might start to see the logic behind this practice more clearly. It's not just about withstanding the elements, it's about learning from them. Imagine as you breathe in that chilly air, feeling your body's natural response to the cold, your muscles tighten, your senses sharpen, and your mind clears. The cold isn't something to be feared. It's something that strengthens you. This is the lesson that parents in Denmark want to pass on to their children from the very beginning. From the first days of life, these little ones are being taught that the world around them is not something to shy away from, but something to engage with. The outdoors, with all its unpredictable weather and changing seasons, is a natural part of life. By exposing babies to these conditions, parents believe they're helping them build the resilience they'll need throughout their lives. Just as the harsh winds might bend the branches of a tree but never break them, babies too are learning to stand strong in the face of life's challenges. This kind of resilience is seen in the way Danish children grow up. They're not just physically stronger because of the fresh air and outdoor exposure. They are mentally tougher as well. They learn early on that discomfort doesn't mean danger, that challenges are an opportunity for growth. As they face the elements, their little bodies adapt, becoming more resistant to sickness and better equipped to handle the trials of life. And in the long run, this simple practice may help them navigate the challenges that life throws their way with more grace and ease. As you imagine these babies growing into toddlers and then children, you can see how this early exposure shapes their character. They become not just healthier, but more grounded, more connected to the world around them. They understand on some instinctive level that the world is not something to fear, but something to be embraced. It's a philosophy that's deeply ingrained in Danish culture, where resilience isn't just about physical strength, but emotional and mental fortitude as well. This practice of outdoor sleep, then, isn't just about health in the physical sense. It's about fostering a deeper connection to the world, one that teaches children how to grow in harmony with nature, adapt to their surroundings, and develop an inner strength that will carry them through life. As you reflect on this, you might realize that there's a lesson for all of us here, not just in raising children, but in how we approach the challenges we face each day. Like the Danish babies, we too can find strength in embracing the natural world, in facing discomfort with courage, and in growing stronger as a result. As you continue to reflect on the simplicity and wisdom behind this tradition, consider how it has endured through the ages. In today's fast-paced world where technology and conveniences dominate, it may seem surprising that such a tradition could still exist. But in Denmark, where a deep respect for nature runs through the very fabric of their culture, this practice of outdoor sleeping remains a time-honored tradition. It's not just about parents wanting to be different or trying to make a statement. It's about continuing something that has worked for generations, about embracing nature's rhythm and trusting it to nurture the next generation. So, as you listen to the quiet of the winter night, think of those little ones nestled outside in their prams, safe and sound, their bodies breathing in the fresh, cold air of the Danish winter. It's a testament to the lasting bond between the people of Denmark and the natural world, and how they've always known that sometimes the simplest practices are the most enduring. As you reflect on the enduring nature of this practice, it becomes clear that it isn't just about maintaining tradition for the sake of it. It's a way of life that has survived because it works, because it offers something essential, something irreplaceable in a world that moves ever faster, always in pursuit of the next new thing. The practice of letting babies sleep outside in the winter offers a timeless wisdom that transcends the noise of modernity. In Denmark, this simple tradition stands as a reminder that sometimes the most profound truths are the ones that don't change with the times. They are the ones rooted deep in the earth, shaped by centuries of experience and passed down from parent to child as a quiet, steadfast way to live. In today's world, where technology is a constant companion and conveniences are often just a button press away, it's easy to forget that there was once a time when people lived in closer harmony with nature. But in Denmark, this connection to the natural world is not just a relic of the past, it's a living, breathing part of their everyday life. There's a sense of continuity here, an understanding that nature is a partner in raising children, not something to be feared or avoided. By embracing the rhythm of the seasons, by trusting the cold winter air to nurture and protect Danish parents, are honoring a tradition that has been proven to build strength, resilience, and health in their children. As the quiet of the winter night settles around you, it's easy to imagine those little ones curled up in their prams, under layers of warm blankets, breathing in the crisp air. There's something calming in the thought, isn't there? A kind of peaceful assurance that comes from knowing that sometimes the simplest practices are the most enduring. In the stillness of the Danish winter, those babies sleep soundly, their bodies and minds strengthening with each breath of fresh air. And in a way, they carry forward the legacy of their ancestors, the generations who believed that nature holds the key to health, to resilience, and to a life well lived. The tradition of outdoor sleeping, then, is more than just a cultural quirk. It's a symbol of the lasting bond between the people of Denmark and the natural world. It's about trust. Trust in nature's ability to nurture in its quiet strength and in the wisdom of generations who have known that sometimes the greatest gift we can give our children is not something we create, but something we allow. As you let the soothing rhythm of this story wash over you, think of the babies outside in their prams, and remember that sometimes the best way to grow strong is to embrace the world as it is, to let nature shape us in its own gentle way. You might be wondering, how can babies sleep outside in the cold and stay safe? The answer lies in the carefully designed prams used for this practice. These aren't just any prams. They are specially made for outdoor sleep, ensuring that babies stay warm and comfortable even in the coldest of winters. Picture it, a sturdy, insulated pram, lined with soft materials and designed to shield the baby from the biting chill of the winter air. The pram is equipped with layers of thick blankets, often a warm sleeping bag, and sometimes even a built-in cover to keep the baby cozy and snug. It's like a portable little winter cocoon, giving babies a chance to sleep soundly while being shielded from the cold. You can almost picture the baby wrapped up tightly in layers of warmth, looking as peaceful as can be. This thoughtful design makes sure that the baby is never exposed to the cold for too long. It's not about making them endure the winter, but about providing them with an outdoor experience that is safe, cozy, and comforting. As you imagine this little one nestled in their pram, you might start to appreciate just how much thought goes into keeping them comfortable and safe. These prams are far from ordinary, designed specifically for the unique needs of outdoor sleeping. The materials used are chosen to protect against both the cold and the wind, ensuring that the baby stays warm and snug, no matter how harsh the weather might seem. The insulation is top-notch, and the blankets are not just any fabric. They are made of thick, soft wool or fleece that locks in warmth, creating a cocoon-like environment where the baby can drift into a peaceful slumber. The pram isn't just about warmth, though. It's about making sure the baby is safe. The covers are made to be securely fastened, so there's no chance of them slipping off, even as the baby moves in their sleep. There's a sense of security in the way these prams are designed, a deep understanding that nature might be unpredictable, but with the right preparation, the outdoor sleep can be as safe as it is refreshing. You can imagine a parent with a careful eye tucking their baby into this cozy little world, knowing their child is well protected by layers of warmth and thoughtful design. The beauty of it all is in the simplicity. The prams aren't fancy or overly complicated, they are practical, designed for the sole purpose of keeping babies safe and warm while they enjoy the fresh outdoor air. It's an elegant solution that combines form and function. After all, in a culture that values both practicality and connection to nature, these prams are the perfect example of how Danish families blend their love for the outdoors with a commitment to child safety and well-being. This outdoor sleeping practice isn't about exposing babies to unnecessary risks. It's about trusting the natural world and allowing babies to experience it in the safest, most comfortable way possible. The careful preparation and attention to detail make all the difference, turning a seemingly simple act, putting a baby to sleep outside, into something far more meaningful. It's a ritual that connects babies to nature from their very first nap building. Not just their physical resilience, but their sense of belonging to the world around them. Now, you may think that leaving a baby outside, even in a pram, sounds like a risky move. But in Denmark, the practice of outdoor sleeping is not about leaving babies alone to fend for themselves. Far from it. Parents take every precaution to ensure their little ones are safe. The prams are placed in areas where they can be easily monitored, often right outside the home on balconies or in a private yard. Parents can still peek out the window or step outside to check on their babies at any moment, making sure everything is going smoothly. There's a constant watchful eye, ensuring the baby is comfortable, warm, and safe. The idea isn't to abandon the baby outside unattended. It's to let them enjoy the fresh air while still being under the watchful care of their parents. It's like taking a peaceful stroll through nature, except you're tucked up in your pram, sound asleep, while your parents keep a gentle eye on you from a nearby window or door. As you picture this, you can almost feel the peaceful rhythm of it all. The baby wrapped warmly in their pram, drifting off to sleep, while the world outside continues its quiet dance. The parent perhaps sipping a warm drink inside, or chatting with a neighbor, but always with a glance toward the window, checking in on their little one. It's a simple yet powerful image, a parent allowing their baby the peace and quiet of the outdoors while still keeping a protective, watchful eye ensuring their child is comfortable, safe, and sound. The beauty of this tradition lies in the balance it strikes. It's not about leaving the baby out in the cold unattended or for an extended period of time. Instead, it's about creating a safe space for the baby to experience the outside world while being closely monitored. It's a practice that is as much about trust as it is about care. Parents trust that nature will help nurture their child, and in turn, they stay close enough to ensure their little one is well cared for, safe from harm, and completely at ease. In Denmark, where this practice is common, the sense of community and togetherness extends even to these moments of solitude. It's not just about keeping an eye on the baby. It's about fostering a sense of peace, of knowing that the parent is near, but still allowing the child to experience the world in its simplest form. It's almost as if the parent and child are together, even when apart, connected by the shared experience of nature. And let's not forget the moments of tranquility for the parents. In today's fast-paced world, there's often little time to pause and breathe. But with their baby safely resting outside, parents get a rare moment of calm, a chance to enjoy the quiet of the day without the usual distractions. They can take a moment to reflect, relax, and even connect with other parents in the neighborhood. The sound of their baby's breathing, peaceful and steady, is a soothing reminder that nature is in fact taking care of everything. It's this balance of connection and freedom that makes the practice so special. The parent and child are both given the opportunity to experience life a little differently, one by embracing the fresh, natural world, and the other by staying ever present and vigilant, but not overwhelmed by the need to control every moment. This is what makes outdoor sleeping in Denmark not only safe, but also a beautiful and harmonious way to nurture both the child and the parent. When you think about babies sleeping outside in winter, the first question that comes to mind is, aren't they cold? Well, you'd be surprised at just how much care goes into keeping them warm. Babies in Denmark are bundled up in layers, lots of them, from thermal undergarments to soft, fluffy blankets and insulated sleeping bags. The goal is to keep them toasty no matter how low the temperatures drop. The clothing is carefully chosen to ensure it's breathable yet warm, allowing the baby to stay snug without overheating. Imagine a Danish parent putting on their little one's thick woolen socks, a cozy hat, and ensuring the baby's mitten-covered hands are tucked safely in. The layers of warmth are almost like a gentle armor against the chill, making sure the baby stays comfy and cozy for their outdoor nap. It's a process that's done with care and attention, with each layer adding another level of comfort to ensure the baby stays snug as a bug in a rug. As you continue to imagine this careful preparation, you can see just how much thought goes into every layer of clothing. First, there are the thermal undergarments, soft and insulating like a first layer of warmth that hugs the baby's skin. Then come the thick woolen socks, cozy and snug, ensuring that tiny toes stay toasty even in the chill of winter. The mittens, made from soft materials, are gently slipped onto the baby's hands, ensuring that no cold air can creep in and make them uncomfortable. And finally, the warm, fluffy blankets are carefully draped over the baby with extra layers of insulation in the sleeping bag to provide added protection. This meticulous process of dressing the baby isn't just about warmth. It's about providing the comfort and security needed to help the baby sleep soundly. The layers are chosen not just for their warmth, but also for their breathability. Parents understand the importance of keeping the baby warm without overheating, so every piece of clothing is selected to allow the baby's body to regulate temperature naturally. This careful balance ensures that the baby is wrapped in comfort with no chance of getting too hot or too cold. Imagine, as the final layer is added, the Danish parent steps back and looks at their child knowing that every detail has been accounted for. The baby, now completely snug and warm, is ready to sleep outside, safe in their pram. The thought of a parent taking the time to make sure every layer is just right and that the baby is as comfortable as possible speaks to the love and care that goes into this tradition. It's not about rushing or cutting corners. It's about making sure everything is perfect for the baby's nap. The process is almost ritualistic in its care, with each step reflecting the parents' deep commitment to ensuring their child's well-being. The layers of warmth are not just protective, they are a symbol of the careful nurturing that characterizes this practice. For the parents, it's not just about getting the baby into the pram. It's about giving them the best possible conditions for sleep, surrounded by layers of love, comfort, and security. And so, as the baby falls into a deep, peaceful sleep in the fresh winter air, you can almost hear the soft sighs of contentment knowing they are safe, snug, and cared for. The layers of warmth create a sense of safety, as if the baby is enveloped in a protective shield, allowing them to drift off into a restful sleep, while the parent stands nearby, keeping watch. It's a perfect harmony of nature, nurture, and love. A beautiful practice passed down through generations to ensure that babies sleep not only soundly, but securely in the embrace of the Danish winter. Now, imagine for a moment a Danish parent preparing their baby for an outdoor nap. There, they are checking the weather, maybe even consulting their phone app for the ideal temperature and carefully placing their little one into the pram. They wrap their baby in blanket after blanket, securing the sleeping bag with a final loving tuck. Then, with a satisfied nod, they step back and take a sip of their hot coffee, knowing their child is perfectly warm and snug, getting the best sleep in the fresh, crisp air. It's hard not to smile at the image of a parent with their carefully measured routine, making sure everything is just right. The whole scene feels so Danish, doesn't it? Thoughtful calm and infused with a sense of purpose and warmth. There's something endearing about the thought of a parent standing outside braving the winter chill themselves, but smiling to know their little one is enjoying the peaceful embrace of the outdoors wrapped up in layers of cozy warmth. And for these parents, it's not just a habit, it's a well-loved tradition, a small act of love and care that has been passed down for generations. As you picture this scene, you can almost feel the quiet joy of the moment. The parent standing tall in their cozy winter jacket, their breath forming little clouds in the cold air, takes one last look at their baby. The pram is perfectly positioned just far enough outside to enjoy the crisp winter air, but close enough for the parent to keep watch with a sense of ease. The little one wrapped in layers of warmth is a picture of peacefulness, their face glowing softly in the gentle winter light. It's a scene filled with both care and confidence, care in the meticulous preparations and confidence in the belief that this tradition works, that this is how nature can nurture and protect. There's something deeply heartwarming about the thought of a parent standing there, taking a moment to appreciate the quiet, the cold, and the simple joy of knowing that their baby is well cared for. It's as if they've found the perfect balance between doing everything they can for their child and trusting the process. There's no rush, no stress, just a calm, deliberate act of love and attention. As the parent steps away, maybe for just a moment to sip their coffee or take in the winter scenery, they know that their baby is enjoying the kind of rest that only fresh, cold air can bring. And this is the essence of the Danish approach to outdoor sleeping. It's not just about the act itself, but about the attitude that surrounds it. It's thoughtful, calm, and infused with a deep sense of connection to nature. The parent doesn't just place their baby in a pram, they are actively participating in a time-honored tradition, one that carries with it the weight of generations who believed in the power of the outdoors. It's a small act, but it speaks volumes about the way Danish families approach child rearing with care, with trust in nature, and with the kind of patience that comes from knowing what works. This routine is more than just a habit, it's an act of love, a quiet statement that the natural world has a place in the upbringing of children. For these parents, the simple act of putting their baby to sleep outside is a beautiful ritual, one that brings a sense of peace, purpose, and continuity. It's a tradition passed down from parent to parent, each generation contributing to the legacy of care, warmth, and connection to nature. And so, with each carefully prepared nap, each loving tuck of the blanket, the tradition endures quietly, weaving its way through the fabric of Danish family life. And as you picture this peaceful winter scene, imagine the peace that comes from knowing that just for a moment, everything is right. The baby is safe, the parent is content, and the world outside continues on cold and quiet, but filled with warmth and love. This simple, enduring tradition continues to show that sometimes the most meaningful acts of care are the ones that take the least effort, just a little time, a little thought, and a deep trust in nature. Now that you've imagined the warmth and comfort of a baby carefully tucked into their pram, you might be wondering, what makes outdoor sleep so beneficial? The answer lies not only in the layers of warmth and the fresh air, but in the science behind it. Research shows that outdoor sleep can significantly improve the quality of a baby's rest. Babies who sleep outside in the fresh air tend to sleep more soundly and deeply compared to those who sleep indoors. Why is that? Well, the fresh air, free from the dry indoor atmosphere, helps the baby's body relax and breathe more easily. Indoor air, especially in winter, can often be dry and stuffy, making it harder for babies to breathe comfortably. The fresh, cool air outside, on the other hand, helps clear the baby's airways and encourages deeper, more restorative sleep. It's as though the outdoors provide a natural lullaby, gently rocking the baby into a peaceful slumber, free from the noise and pollutants often found indoors. The change in environment, the crispness in the air helps their bodies rest in a way that promotes better sleep cycles, leaving them more refreshed and calm when they wake up. As you imagine the baby peacefully sleeping in the pram, wrapped in warmth, you can almost hear the gentle hum of the natural world surrounding them. The outdoors, with its pure, unfiltered air, provides an atmosphere that is free from the pollutants and dryness that often fill indoor spaces. This fresh air is vital for babies, especially during the winter months when indoor heating systems tend to dry out the air and can cause discomfort. When babies sleep outside, they are breathing in air that's rich with oxygen, which helps clear their lungs and promotes healthier breathing patterns. This fresh air encourages deeper, more restorative sleep because it helps the baby's body relax fully. The coolness of the air, far from being a discomfort, acts as a natural sleep aid. When the baby inhales the crisp air, their body responds by calming the nervous system, preparing them for a more peaceful sleep cycle. It's like the gentle lull of nature itself, quietly ushering the baby into a deeper, more restful slumber. This kind of sleep, untainted by the artificial atmosphere of a heated room, allows the baby to enter REM sleep more easily, which is crucial for growth, brain development, and overall health. As the baby sleeps soundly, you might notice that the air itself seems to have a calming effect, not just on their body, but on the mind as well. The absence of harsh synthetic lights, sounds, and even the indoor hum of electronics creates an environment that is ideal for relaxation. It's an environment where the baby can drift into a deep sleep with nothing to disturb them except the soft rustling of leaves or the distant sound of birdsong. There is a certain purity to this sleep, a connection to nature that indoor sleeping simply cannot replicate. In addition to the deeper sleep, babies who sleep outdoors often wake up feeling more refreshed. The fresh air helps regulate their body temperature, keeping them at an optimal level for comfort, which results in them waking up more rested and happier. This also means fewer disturbances during their sleep, leading to longer stretches of rest. The natural environment, with its quiet stillness, offers a kind of peacefulness that is hard to find indoors, especially in the hustle and bustle of modern life. The simplicity of being outside with nothing to distract or overwhelm the senses allows babies to rest deeply and fully. So, as you continue to reflect on this idea of outdoor sleep, you can begin to understand how beneficial it truly is. It's not just the fresh air. It's the entire experience of being outside, surrounded by the calm of nature that helps babies sleep better. It's an environment where their body can relax, their mind can unwind, and their body can enter a state of deep, healing rest. The cool, clean air does more than just help them sleep. It provides the perfect environment for babies to grow, develop, and thrive. One of the most significant benefits of outdoor sleep is the boost it gives to a baby's immune system. When babies sleep outside, even in colder weather, they're exposed to a variety of natural elements. Air temperature changes and even mild bacteria from the environment that help stimulate their immune response. This exposure is believed to strengthen the body's natural defenses, making babies less likely to get sick in the future. This might sound counterintuitive at first. Why expose babies to the cold and the elements when we try to keep them warm and safe indoors? But the answer lies in the way the body reacts to such exposures. The immune system, just like the muscles in the body, grows stronger when it is challenged in small controlled doses. Just as exercise helps the body grow stronger, exposure to the outdoors helps the immune system build resilience. Over time, babies who spend time sleeping outdoors tend to develop more robust immunity, which helps them ward off colds, flu, and other common childhood illnesses. At first glance, the idea of exposing babies to the cold might seem counterproductive. After all, we're often taught to shield them from the elements to protect their delicate health. But in reality, the cold air, along with other natural elements, serves as a form of gentle conditioning for the immune system. When a baby sleeps outside, their body is gently introduced to a variety of environmental factors. Air temperature shifts mild bacteria from the surroundings, and even the changes in the seasons. All of these play a role in stimulating the immune system, encouraging it to become more responsive and adaptable. This gradual exposure to nature's elements helps the immune system develop in much the same way that exercise helps muscles grow stronger. When muscles are challenged, whether by lifting weights, running, or even just moving around, they adapt and become stronger. Similarly, when a baby's immune system is exposed to a variety of mild stressors, such as the cold air or harmless bacteria in the environment, it learns to adapt and respond more effectively to future threats. Over time, this process helps the immune system build resilience, making babies less susceptible to illnesses like colds, flu, and other common childhood ailments. Imagine this as a form of natural, ongoing training for the baby's body. Each outdoor nap, even in the winter, chill serves as an opportunity for the body to grow stronger, to learn how to fight off minor infections, and to boost the baby's overall health. It's a way of teaching the immune system how to respond to the world around it so it becomes more efficient and effective at warding off illness as the baby grows. The result is a child with a more robust defense system, one that has been tested and strengthened by the natural world, not shielded from it. And this process isn't just about physical health. As the immune system strengthens, the child's overall resilience grows. Babies who spend time in nature, exposed to the fresh air and changing temperatures, learn to adapt to different conditions. This adaptability becomes a powerful tool, not just for their health, but for their emotional and mental well-being as well. The more resilient their bodies become to the physical world, the more equipped they are to handle challenges in other areas of life. So when you think about it, the cold air and the elements aren't something to fear. They are part of the natural world that helps babies grow stronger. It's nature's way of giving them the tools they need to thrive in a world full of changes and challenges. By sleeping outside, Even in the colder months, babies are not only building their immune system, but also laying the foundation for a healthier, more resilient life ahead. Beyond the physical benefits, outdoor sleeping also plays a role in a baby's overall development. Babies who are exposed to nature from an early age are believed to develop stronger immune systems and healthier bodies overall. The fresh air isn't just for sleep, it's also about fostering a connection to the natural world that has a lasting impact. Early exposure to the outdoors encourages babies to develop a rhythm with nature's cycles, from the changing seasons to the shifts in weather. This connection to nature is not just about physical growth, it's also about emotional and psychological development. Studies have shown that babies who are exposed to natural environments tend to have better mood regulation and less anxiety as they grow. There's something incredibly calming about being in nature, and even the youngest babies affected by it. The sounds, sights, and smells of the outdoors provide sensory experiences that stimulate the brain in ways that indoor environments simply can't. These early experiences contribute to emotional resilience and a healthy mindset later in life. As you imagine a baby gently sleeping in their pram, surrounded by the calm of nature, you start to understand the deeper benefits this connection to the outdoors offers. It's not just the physical strengthening of the body, but the emotional and psychological benefits that make outdoor sleep such a powerful practice. Babies who spend time outdoors are developing not just their immune systems, but also their emotional resilience. The natural world, with its gentle rhythms and sensory stimuli, provides a nurturing environment that supports healthy emotional growth. Exposure to nature has been shown to help babies develop better mood regulation as they grow. Nature itself offers a soothing and grounding presence. The sounds of the wind rustling through the trees, the birds singing softly in the background, or the gentle rustle of leaves, all of these natural noises have a calming effect on babies. Even at a young age, they are affected by these sensory experiences, which contribute to a sense of calm and security. Over time, babies who spend more time in these environments tend to have a greater sense of well-being and better control over their emotions. In contrast, indoor environments, while comfortable, can often be more stimulating, filled with artificial lights, loud sounds, and cluttered spaces. These things can overwhelm a baby's senses, making it harder for them to feel calm and balanced. Nature, with its simplicity, offers an antidote to this overstimulation. By spending time outdoors, babies learn to regulate their senses, calm their minds, and adapt to the peaceful ebb and flow of the natural world. This grounding experience helps them develop a stronger emotional foundation, one that allows them to face challenges with a more resilient mindset as they grow. This connection to nature also fosters a sense of curiosity and wonder qualities that play an important role in a baby's cognitive and social development. Babies who spend time outdoors are exposed to new sights, sounds, and textures, experiences that stimulate their brains in ways that indoor environments simply cannot. Whether it's watching the clouds drift by or feeling the cool breeze against their skin, these simple sensory experiences provide opportunities for growth and learning. The natural world becomes a rich, dynamic classroom, teaching babies about the world around them and helping them build a sense of wonder and curiosity that will stay with them throughout their lives. This early exposure to nature also encourages a deeper understanding of the cycles of life, from the changing seasons to the natural rhythms of the day. Babies who are accustomed to the outdoors grow up with a heightened awareness of the natural world, helping them develop a sense of respect for the environment and the interconnectedness of all living things. As they grow older, they will carry this knowledge with them, learning to appreciate the beauty and importance of nature in a way that's grounded in experience, not just theory. In essence, outdoor sleep is about so much more than just helping babies sleep better. It's about fostering a deep, lasting connection to the natural world that enriches their emotional, psychological, and cognitive development. It provides them with a sense of security, calm, and resilience that will serve them well as they navigate the ups and downs of life. By allowing babies to sleep outside, parents are giving them the gift of nature's wisdom, teaching them how to live in harmony with the world around them, and setting the stage for a lifetime of health, balance, and well-being. As you think about this holistic approach, it becomes clear that outdoor sleeping is more than just a simple practice. It's an investment in a child's lifelong health and well-being. In Denmark, where the tradition of letting babies sleep outdoors is deeply ingrained in their culture, parents are not just thinking about the immediate benefits of a good nap in the fresh air. They are thinking about how these early experiences will shape their child's future. It's about laying down the foundations of a healthy, strong life, starting from the very first days. When babies are exposed to fresh, clean air on a regular basis, their bodies respond in powerful ways. The act of breathing in pure air helps to strengthen their lungs, enabling them to develop better lung function as they grow. The cold, crisp air of winter, while it might seem harsh to some, is actually beneficial in encouraging the lungs to expand fully and take in oxygen more efficiently. This early exposure helps babies build stronger respiratory systems, which can lead to fewer respiratory issues later in life. Not only does outdoor sleep promote better lung health, but it also plays a key role in bone development. The fresh air, combined with the natural sunlight they're exposed to during the day, helps babies produce more vitamin D. Vitamin D is essential for healthy bone growth, and being outdoors gives babies the best chance of absorbing it. As they lie in their prams, wrapped in warmth, they are soaking up more than just air. They are absorbing the nutrients they need for healthy, strong bones that will support them as they grow. And as if that weren't enough, exposure to the outdoors also strengthens a baby's immune system. As babies breathe in the fresh air and are gently exposed to the elements, their bodies begin to adapt to the natural world around them. They are exposed to mild bacteria and microorganisms that stimulate their immune response, helping them build a more robust defense system over time. This means that babies who regularly sleep outside in fresh air are often less susceptible to common childhood illnesses such as colds, flu, and respiratory infections. They are less likely to develop allergies as their bodies are exposed to a variety of natural elements that help to train their immune systems from an early age. We all know that sleep is essential to a baby's growth and development, but outdoor sleep offers more than just a better quality of rest. It helps babies establish healthy sleep habits that will benefit them throughout their lives. The fresh air and natural surroundings encourage babies to fall into deeper, more restful sleep cycles. This leads to improved sleep quality, which is critical for the proper development of their brain and body. Babies who sleep well during the day are more likely to have better nighttime sleep, which means they're more rested and ready to take on the world when they wake up. By establishing good sleep habits early on, outdoor sleeping helps babies develop a natural circadian rhythm. Exposure to natural light during the day and the cool air at night helps babies set their internal clocks, which supports healthy sleep patterns as they grow. These early sleep habits become the foundation for a lifetime of healthy rest, allowing babies to develop the mental and physical energy they need to thrive. One of the most powerful benefits of outdoor sleeping is its role in teaching babies resilience. From the very start, babies who sleep outside are exposed to the elements, and they begin to learn how to adapt to the changing world around them. They are not shielded from the cold, the wind, or the changes in temperature. Instead, they are taught to adjust and respond to these changes in a natural, healthy way. Over time, this exposure helps them develop a more adaptable body, one that is better able to handle the challenges and changes they will face as they grow. This resilience isn't just physical. It's emotional as well. Babies who are exposed to the outdoors early on tend to develop a more balanced temperament. They become more comfortable with change and are less likely to be overwhelmed by new experiences. The calmness and predictability of nature provide a sense of stability that helps babies feel secure even as they encounter new and unfamiliar situations. As they grow older, they will be more emotionally resilient, able to face life's challenges with confidence and adaptability. Outdoor sleep also helps babies develop a deeper connection to the natural world around them. By spending time outside, babies become more attuned to the rhythms of nature, from the changing seasons to the sound of the wind rustling through the trees. They learn to appreciate the beauty of the natural world, whether it's the first snowflakes of winter or the warm sunshine of spring. This early connection to nature can foster a lifelong respect for the environment as babies grow into children who are aware of their place in the world and their responsibility to care for it. This connection to nature is more than just a passing appreciation for the outdoors. It becomes a fundamental part of the child's identity. Babies who sleep outside in the fresh air are building a strong, lasting bond with the natural world that will stay with them throughout their lives. As they grow, they will carry that connection with them, appreciating the value of spending time outside and understanding the importance of preserving the environment for future generations. Ultimately, outdoor sleeping in Denmark is part of a holistic approach to raising healthy, resilient children. It's not just about getting babies to sleep. It's about preparing them for the future. By giving babies the opportunity to sleep outside, parents are helping them build the foundation for a healthy, strong life. The fresh air strengthens their lungs, improves their sleep, and boosts their immune system, while the exposure to nature fosters emotional resilience and a deeper connection to the world around them. This approach is about more than just physical health. It's about fostering a sense of balance, calm, and adaptability that will serve children throughout their lives. By giving them the opportunity to experience the natural world in a safe and nurturing way, parents are setting their children up for a lifetime of well-being. They are not just protecting their babies from illness or discomfort. They are helping them develop the skills, strength, and resilience they will need to face the world with confidence and joy. As you think about these benefits, it's easy to see how this tradition of outdoor sleeping in Denmark is about more than just the immediate, short-term health of the child. It's about setting the stage for a lifetime of health, resilience, and well-being. From the very first nap, babies are being given the tools they need to grow into strong, adaptable individuals who can thrive in the world around them. So, as you picture that baby in their pram, wrapped in warmth and breathing in the crisp air of the Danish winter. Remember that every nap they take outside is not just a peaceful moment. It's a small step toward a healthier, stronger, and more resilient future. This simple practice, passed down through generations, is a beautiful way to nurture both the body and the mind, helping children grow into the kind of adults who are not only physically healthy, but emotionally and mentally equipped to face the challenges life will bring. In the end, outdoor sleeping isn't just a practice, it's a philosophy. It's a way of trusting nature, of giving children the best possible start in life by connecting them to the world around them. And as this tradition continues to be passed down through the generations, it serves as a reminder that sometimes the simplest, most natural ways of raising children are the ones that bring the greatest rewards. In Denmark and other Nordic countries, nature is not something to be feared or avoided. It is something to be embraced, respected, and integrated into everyday life. This practice of outdoor sleeping is a reflection of the deep connection that Nordic cultures have with the natural world. There's a profound understanding that the outdoors isn't just a backdrop for daily life, but an active participant in shaping a person's well-being. Families in Denmark, as in other Nordic nations, see themselves as part of the natural cycle where the changing seasons, the cold air, and the rhythm of nature are all integral to their lives. From the snowy winters to the bright summer days, nature shapes everything. The tradition of letting babies sleep outside is just one example of how this philosophy permeates life. It's not about isolating children from the world outside, but about teaching them from a young age to interact with and appreciate the environment. There's a belief that being in nature, breathing the fresh air, feeling the wind, seeing the changing seasons, nourishes both the body and the mind. As you reflect on this, think of it as a gentle reminder that we are all part of something much larger than ourselves. Nature doesn't just surround us, it's an essential part of who we are. And in Denmark, that truth is woven into the very way children are raised from the very first days of life. As you continue to reflect on this, you begin to realize that the practice of outdoor sleeping is more than just a cultural tradition. It's a lifestyle that connects individuals, especially children, to something much larger than themselves. In Denmark, nature is not a separate entity, nor is it something that exists outside of human life. It's deeply intertwined with every aspect of daily life, from the food they eat to the air they breathe, and even the way they raise their children. The changing seasons with their cold winters and warm summers teach lessons about resilience, patience, and the rhythms of life. By letting babies sleep outside, parents aren't just encouraging healthy sleep, they are teaching their children to embrace the cycles of nature. Winter is not something to be avoided. It is a time for growth and adaptation. Spring, with its budding flowers and longer days, is a time for renewal and fresh starts. Summer, filled with warmth and light, offers opportunities for exploration and joy. Each season plays a role in shaping the child's relationship with the world, helping them understand that life is full of changes, but those changes are what make it beautiful and full of potential. Nature is not something passive in this philosophy, it is a teacher. It shows children how to adapt to the changing world, how to thrive in different conditions, and how to appreciate the simple beauty of each day. The seasons teach patience as children learn to wait for the blossoms of spring after the harshness of winter. The weather teaches adaptability as children experience the winds, rains, and sunshine in a direct and meaningful way. Nature nurtures not only the body, but also the spirit, teaching children to feel grounded in the world around them, to understand their place within it, and to value the interconnectedness of all living things. In Denmark, this connection to nature doesn't end with childhood. It's a lifelong relationship that shapes how people live and interact with the world. From the way people spend their leisure time to the way they approach work, there is a deep sense of harmony between people and the environment. In Denmark, nature isn't something that is used for personal gain or conquered for convenience. It's something to be lived with, respected, and cared for. The belief in nature as a source of strength and nourishment permeates every aspect of life, reminding people of their shared responsibility to nurture and protect the earth for future generations. As you consider this, you might begin to understand that outdoor sleeping isn't just about putting babies to sleep in the fresh air. It's about helping them develop a deep connection to the world around them, fostering an understanding that they are part of something greater than themselves. The Danish practice of outdoor sleeping is an early introduction to the philosophy that nature is not separate from life, but is an integral part of it. From their very first nap, babies are taught to interact with and respect the environment, a lesson that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. This connection to nature also cultivates a sense of responsibility. It encourages children to grow up understanding that they have a duty to care for the world they live in. In a world increasingly filled with technology and disconnection from the natural environment, This practice offers a gentle reminder that the health of the planet is directly tied to the health of its people. Nature doesn't just provide for us, it sustains us, and by learning to live in harmony with it. From an early age, children grow up with a profound respect for the world around them. In the end, the practice of outdoor sleeping is a reflection of the broader Nordic philosophy of life, one that values nature not just for its beauty, but for its power to shape and nurture us. It's a philosophy that teaches children to be strong, adaptable, and deeply connected to the rhythms of the earth. It's a reminder that in the grand scheme of things, we are all part of a much larger system, and the health of that system depends on how we live within it. The tradition of outdoor sleeping is just one of many ways that the Nordic culture honors this connection to nature, and it offers a simple yet powerful lesson. We are all part of the natural world, and by living in tune with it, we can thrive. For Danish families, interacting with nature is not just a matter of enjoying beautiful scenery. It's about living in harmony with it. The natural world is seen as a source of strength, balance, and growth. Babies sleeping outside in the fresh air is more than just a way to help them sleep better. It's a practice grounded in the belief that nature has the power to nurture and support their growth. By allowing their children to sleep outside, parents are teaching them from a young age that they are part of a natural cycle. It's a cycle that connects them to the world around them, to the changing seasons, the shifting weather, and the rhythms of life that have existed long before they were born. This cycle isn't just about survival. It's about thriving in a world that is both beautiful and unpredictable. Babies who are exposed to nature's elements early on are better able to adapt to changes in their environment and become more attuned to the world around them. This early exposure to nature encourages children to develop a deep sense of balance, where they understand the importance of both protecting the environment and living in harmony with it. As they grow older, they carry this understanding with them, becoming more mindful of the world around them and how they interact with it. It's a belief that fosters a sense of respect and responsibility toward nature, a value that will stay with them for the rest of their lives. As you continue to imagine these babies growing up in a world deeply connected to nature, you start to see how the lessons they learn from sleeping outside extend far beyond just physical health. Nature teaches them balance, patience, and adaptability from a very early age. By sleeping outdoors, babies are not only benefiting from the fresh air and strengthening their immune systems, but they are also learning to align themselves with the natural world in a way that few other cultures emphasize. This alignment with nature is not simply about surviving the seasons, but about thriving in them. In Denmark, where the seasons are starkly contrasted, icy winters, blooming springs, warm summers, and colorful autumns, each phase of nature's cycle brings its own lessons. By experiencing these shifts firsthand, babies and children learn that life is full of transitions. Just as the trees lose their leaves and grow them back, so too do people adapt and grow stronger through life's inevitable changes. Nature isn't static. It constantly changes, whether it's the unpredictable winds, the harsh snowstorms, or the gentle sunshine of spring. For babies sleeping outdoors, these variations in the environment act as teachers. The cold isn't just cold, it's a lesson in resilience. The rain isn't just rain, it's a reminder of the Earth's cycles. The wind isn't just a breeze, it's a part of the natural rhythm of life that carries nutrients to the earth and keeps the world alive. By interacting with nature in this way, children develop a deep respect for these changes and learn to adapt to them. This exposure to the natural world doesn't just make them physically resilient, it makes them mentally resilient as well. Babies who sleep outdoors are learning to adjust to different conditions. If it's cold, they learn to appreciate the warmth they're provided. If it's windy, they learn to listen and understand how the world around them shifts. It's a process of constant learning and adaptation, one that is made all the easier by the fact that they are in tune with the natural world. This early lesson in adaptation becomes a foundation for the rest of their lives as they grow into adults who are able to navigate the unpredictable nature of life with greater ease and grace. As they grow older, this ability to adapt doesn't just make them more flexible in their physical environment, it helps them adapt to emotional and social challenges as well. In a world that is often fast-paced, technology-driven, and full of constant changes, the ability to stay grounded in nature provides a sense of stability and resilience that is hard to find elsewhere. Children raised with this deep connection to nature learn that challenges are part of life, but that these challenges can be overcome with patience, flexibility, and respect for the world around them. The deeper connection that babies develop with nature during their outdoor naps goes beyond simply learning to adapt. It teaches them responsibility and respect for the earth. Danish families, like many in the Nordic region, believe that the earth is not something to be controlled or exploited. It is something to be respected, nurtured, and cherished. By allowing their children to grow up in harmony with nature, parents are instilling in them a sense of responsibility that extends to the environment. From a young age, children raised in this way learn that the world around them is fragile, and it is their responsibility to protect and care for it. It's a value that is instilled not through lectures or directives, but through lived experience. By experiencing nature firsthand, whether it's watching the changing seasons, observing animals in their natural habitats, or simply breathing in the fresh air, children learn to respect the natural world as an integral part of their own lives. As these children grow, they carry this respect for the earth with them. They become more mindful of their consumption, more conscious of their environmental impact, and more driven to protect the planet for future generations. Whether it's through sustainable living practices, conservation efforts, or simple acts of environmental stewardship, the sense of responsibility for the earth becomes a guiding principle in their lives. But the connection doesn't stop there. This responsibility extends to how children treat others, whether it's the relationships they form with their peers, the respect they show for animals, or the way they approach the world with compassion. The values of empathy, respect, and responsibility that come from being raised in harmony with nature translate directly into their interactions with others. They grow up not only understanding the importance of protecting the earth, but also the importance of protecting and nurturing the people and communities around them. Another crucial lesson that nature teaches children in this environment is patience. The outdoors is not a place of instant gratification. Babies sleeping outside are exposed to the elements, and sometimes the weather doesn't cooperate. It's cold, or it's windy, or it's simply not the ideal condition for an outdoor nap. But in nature, things move at their own pace. There's no rushing, no forcing things to happen. Trees don't rush to grow their leaves, and flowers don't bloom on demand. Everything happens in its own time, following its own rhythm. For children raised with this understanding, patience becomes a natural part of their character. They learn that not everything in life happens instantly, and that growth, whether it's the growth of their own bodies, their relationships, or their skills, takes time. This sense of patience helps children develop a deeper sense of connection to the world. They learn that everything is interconnected and everything has its time. This understanding of patience and connection to the world around them builds a foundation for a life of calm presence and mindfulness. Throughout their lives, children who are raised with this connection to nature continue to draw strength from it. Nature becomes a source of comfort, peace, and strength in times of difficulty. Whether it's walking through a forest, feeling the cool breeze on their face, or simply taking a quiet moment to breathe in the natural world, they have a deep well of peace and resilience to draw from. In a world that can often feel chaotic and overwhelming, This connection to nature provides a grounding force. When faced with challenges, whether personal, professional, or societal, these individuals are able to return to nature for a sense of balance, calm, and clarity. Nature becomes a sanctuary, a reminder that no matter how much the world may change, the cycles of life continue steady and unwavering. And so the tradition of outdoor sleeping in Denmark is more than just a practice, it's a way of life. It's a way of teaching children to live in harmony with the natural world, to respect and protect it, to adapt to its challenges, and to find strength in its quiet rhythms. It's a reminder that we are all connected to something much larger than ourselves, and that by embracing nature, we can live more fully, more healthily, and more mindfully. Through this simple practice of outdoor sleep, Danish parents are laying the foundation for a generation that will grow up in tune with nature's cycles, living with patience, respect, and resilience. These values passed down from generation to generation will continue to guide future generations as they navigate the complexities of life, always returning to the wisdom and strength of the natural world. One of the most important values that this connection to nature instills in babies is resilience. In Denmark and other Nordic countries, resilience isn't just about surviving hardship. It's about learning to thrive despite challenges. Babies who sleep outdoors in the cold are exposed to the elements in a way that teaches them to adapt to become stronger and to build their natural resilience. From the very beginning, they learn that the world around them is not always comfortable or predictable, but they also learn that they can adapt to it, that they can grow stronger in the face of adversity. It's a lesson that serves them well throughout their lives. They develop a deep inner strength, a belief that they can handle whatever life throws their way. Whether it's physical discomfort, emotional challenges, or environmental changes, they know they have the resilience to overcome it. Imagine a baby waking up after a nap outdoors, feeling refreshed by the cold, crisp air. It's as though the elements themselves have helped strengthen the baby's body, teaching them that discomfort doesn't have to lead to weakness. It can lead to growth. This resilience becomes an essential part of their character, allowing them to face the world with confidence and courage. As you imagine this baby freshly woken from a nap in the fresh, invigorating air, you begin to see how resilience becomes woven into the very fabric of their development. It's not just about surviving a cold winter's day. It's about learning from it. The discomfort of the cold, far from being something to avoid, is something that teaches the baby the valuable lesson that challenges can be stepping stones to growth. These early experiences in nature help babies build the mental and physical strength they'll need as they grow older, teaching them that discomfort doesn't have to result in weakness. It's a sign of strength in the making. This early exposure to the elements, from the crispness of the winter air to the unpredictable shifts in weather, sets the foundation for a lifetime of adaptability. Babies who spend time outdoors develop a kind of resilience that allows them to navigate not only the changing seasons, but also the many unpredictable moments life will throw their way. It becomes second nature for them to adjust, to adapt, and to embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Whether it's dealing with an unexpected difficulty in life or facing new unknown experiences, the resilience developed during those early outdoor naps becomes a guiding force. Imagine how this resilience extends beyond the physical. It's a mental strength that allows children to cope with emotional challenges as well. Just like they learn to adapt to the discomforts of nature, they learn to navigate the ups and downs of life with a steady heart. This ability to weather emotional storms with grace becomes a powerful tool as they grow. They learn that setbacks are a part of life, but they don't have to define them. Instead, they learn to rise stronger from them, knowing that they have the strength and resilience to handle whatever comes their way. As these children grow, this resilience becomes an essential part of their character. Whether they are dealing with the emotional challenges of school, the physical demands of sports, or the inevitable bumps and bruises of growing up, they carry within them a quiet confidence that they can handle it. The lessons learned from those early days of sleeping in the fresh air carry them through life's many trials, teaching them that they are capable of overcoming adversity and finding strength in every experience. This natural resilience, cultivated by nature itself, becomes a vital part of how these children interact with the world. They face challenges with a sense of confidence and calm, knowing that difficulties are simply part of life's ebb and flow. And as they continue to grow, they become the kind of people who face the world not with fear or hesitation, but with the belief that they can navigate whatever comes their way, just as they learned to adapt to the elements in their early years. By embracing this connection to nature and the resilience it fosters, Danish children are taught to thrive despite the challenges life may bring. They learn that the world is full of uncertainties, but they have the inner strength to adapt, grow, and face those uncertainties with courage. It's a powerful lesson that shapes who they become and how they approach life. Strong, adaptable, and ready to embrace whatever comes their way. This resilience isn't just about enduring, it's about thriving, learning, and growing in the face of adversity. And that's a lesson that will serve them well for the rest of their lives. Another key aspect of the Nordic philosophy is independence. In Denmark and throughout the Nordic countries, children are taught to be independent from a young age. This doesn't mean being left to fend for themselves, but rather learning to be self-reliant, confident, and connected to the world around them. Babies sleeping outside in their prams may seem like a small act, but it's part of a broader cultural belief that encourages children to grow strong and capable. They learn from the start that they can trust the world around them, that they can be independent without being isolated. This sense of independence is built through small, everyday experiences like spending time outdoors, learning to adjust to the natural world, and becoming attuned to their surroundings. At the same time, this practice fosters a deep connection to nature. Children raised with this tradition often feel a profound bond with the outdoors, a connection that becomes even more important as they grow older. They learn to appreciate the world in all its beauty and complexity. It's a way of life that encourages children to be both independent and deeply connected, able to stand on their own while still feeling part of the larger world. As you imagine this practice of outdoor sleeping, it becomes clear that it's not just about health or tradition. It's about teaching children to be strong, adaptable, and connected to the natural world. It's about fostering a sense of resilience, independence, and respect for the environment values that will guide them through life. In Denmark, nature is not just something to be observed. It's something to be lived with, something that helps shape who we are. And from the very first days of life, this connection is woven into the fabric of every child's experience. As you reflect on this, it becomes evident that the practice of outdoor sleeping is not just a cultural tradition. It is a vital part of shaping a child's sense of self and their place in the world. The underlying message of independence is clear. It's not about being alone, but about learning to trust in one's ability to navigate the world, to be self-reliant, and to develop confidence in one's own strengths. In Denmark, parents encourage this from the earliest stages, giving their children the space to experience the natural world on their own terms. Sleeping outdoors is one of the many ways in which children are taught that they can thrive independently, even in a world that may seem overwhelming at times. It's a philosophy that allows children to grow up with the belief that they can handle challenges on their own. Whether those challenges come in the form of environmental changes or life's more difficult moments. The practice of letting babies sleep outside in prams under the careful supervision of parents, of course, is an early lesson in self-trust. Babies learn to rest in the outdoors, breathing in the fresh air with their parents nearby, ready to offer comfort and reassurance when needed. This interaction between independence and parental care forms a solid foundation for confidence, self-sufficiency, and resilience. At the same time, this tradition fosters an incredible connection to nature. The outdoors is not a place to be feared or avoided, but a space that becomes part of who these children are. As they grow, this connection to nature deepens, and they come to see it not only as something they interact with, but something that is woven into their very being. The wind, the trees, the animals, and the changing seasons all become part of their story. They learn to understand the natural rhythms of the world around them, to respect the earth, and to feel a deep sense of belonging to it. This connection to nature encourages a sense of balance in their lives. While they learn to be self-reliant, they also understand that they are not isolated. They are part of something larger, a world full of life, growth, and change. The natural world teaches them that while they must stand on their own, they are always interconnected with the environment, the people around them, and the world they share. This interdependence fosters a sense of respect and care for the planet as children raised with this philosophy come to understand the importance of living in harmony with nature. And as these children grow into adults, this foundation of independence and connection to nature will continue to guide them. They will approach life with a sense of confidence, knowing they are capable of handling whatever comes their way. At the same time, they will carry with them a deep respect for the environment and the understanding that they are part of something much larger than themselves. They will know that the world is full of challenges, but with resilience and independence, they can navigate them just as they learned to adapt to the natural world as children. This philosophy of independence, coupled with a deep connection to nature, is one of the core principles that shape the way children are raised in Denmark. It's not just about surviving the world, it's about learning to thrive in it. From the first moments of life, children are taught to be strong, adaptable, and connected, allowing them to face the world with a sense of purpose and confidence. This harmonious balance between independence and connection to nature is what makes the Danish approach to parenting so unique, and it is a lesson that has the power to shape the future of each child, one outdoor nap at a time. In this way, outdoor sleeping is not just a practice, it's a pathway to creating resilient, independent, and nature-connected individuals. By giving children the opportunity to sleep outdoors, parents are offering them a foundation that will support them throughout their lives. It's a gift of both health and wisdom, a connection to the earth that will guide them through life's challenges and help them live in harmony with the world around them. And from the very first days of their lives, these children learn that they are not separate from nature. They are an integral part of it, and they carry that lesson with them forever. Now you might be wondering, how does the rest of the world view this practice of letting babies sleep outside in the cold? It's a custom that to many outside of Denmark and the Nordic countries might seem puzzling or even shocking. Imagine telling someone from a warmer climate, say the US, that you're leaving your baby outside to nap in sub-zero temperatures while you sip tea indoors. The initial reaction is likely to be one of disbelief, concern, or even a bit of humor. For those who aren't familiar with the tradition, it might seem like an unnecessary risk to expose babies to the cold, especially when modern technology allows us to create comfortable, climate-controlled environments indoors. But despite the surprise, the custom has a certain charm to it, and when people take the time to understand it, they often come to appreciate the reasoning behind it. It's a reminder that different cultures have their own ways of doing things, and what makes HT seem unusual or even impractical in one place can be seen as normal, even beneficial in another. In fact, after learning more about the practice, many come to see it as a beautiful, thought-out tradition rooted in generations of belief and respect for nature. While the initial shock may seem overwhelming, there is a quiet wisdom in the practice that can be appreciated once the reasoning behind it is understood. In Denmark and the Nordic countries, outdoor sleeping for babies is seen as a natural, healthy practice. It's not simply about exposing children to the cold, but about fostering resilience, building strong immune systems, and connecting children to the rhythms of nature. For parents in these cultures, letting their baby sleep outside in a pram isn't a reckless decision. It's a well-considered practice supported by years of tradition and growing scientific evidence on the benefits of fresh air and outdoor exposure. Parents in these countries see themselves as stewards of their children's health, introducing them to the world in the most natural way possible. The cold air, they believe, strengthens their child's respiratory system and helps to develop their immune system in ways that indoor environments cannot. They trust nature and feel that exposure to it from a young age is a powerful tool for raising healthy, strong children. The fresh, cold air isn't something to shield the baby from. It's something to embrace as an important part of life. For many people in warmer climates, however, the idea of leaving a baby outside in freezing temperatures feels alien. They may question, how could anyone allow their child to nap in the cold? The concerns are understandable. In much of the world, babies are kept indoors as a protective measure away from the harsh elements and the perceived dangers of the outside world. The idea of leaving a baby alone, even if wrapped warmly, might seem reckless or even dangerous. But as we consider this tradition through the lens of Nordic culture, we begin to see that it's about balance and trust. The cold, fresh air isn't something that harms the baby. It is, in fact, a natural remedy that helps improve sleep quality and strengthens the body. The practice of outdoor sleeping is grounded in generations of experience where the benefits of exposure to nature were recognized long before modern-day research validated these ideas. One key aspect of this tradition is the careful preparation that goes into making sure the baby is safe and comfortable. These aren't babies being left to sleep in the harshest of elements unprotected. Parents go to great lengths to ensure their child is wrapped warmly in layers of blankets, tucked into a well-insulated pram, and monitored closely. The baby's safety is paramount. Prams are placed in secure locations, often close to the parents' homes, where they can check on their child from windows or outdoor balconies. Parents remain vigilant and attuned to their child's comfort, ensuring that no harm comes from this practice. In fact, in Denmark, this practice is so widely accepted that it's almost a point of pride. Parents will often share their experiences with others, explaining how outdoor sleeping helps their children develop stronger immune systems, better sleep patterns, and an overall connection to nature. It's seen as a positive, beneficial part of raising children and investment in their long-term health and well-being. While people from other parts of the world might initially be skeptical, this Danish tradition speaks to a broader value, the understanding that children from a very young age should be connected to nature. Nature is not something to be feared or avoided. Rather, it is a source of strength, nourishment, and health. Just as adults benefit from spending time outdoors, so too do babies. The cold air is not something to be shielded from. It is an opportunity for growth and development. For non-Nordic cultures, the concept of outdoor sleeping might be viewed as surprising or even impractical. However, by understanding the cultural context and the deep respect for nature that exists in these countries, the practice begins to make more sense. It's not just about the immediate comfort of the child. It's about building a foundation of health resilience and adaptability for the future. The parents who practice this tradition are not acting recklessly. They are embracing nature's role in nurturing and raising their children in the healthiest way possible. In Denmark, this cultural tradition is not only accepted, but also celebrated for the values it represents. It's a reminder that sometimes the most natural practices are the ones that endure, passed down through generations because they work. And while the rest of the world may initially raise an eyebrow, there is beauty in understanding that each culture has its unique practices rooted in its environment and history. For the Danish, outdoor sleeping is a practice that works, one, that has stood the test of time and continues to benefit children today. As you think about this, it's a reminder that not all customs need to be understood immediately to be appreciated. What may seem unusual or even strange at first can with time reveal itself to be wise and nurturing. Whether it's the Nordic love of nature, their commitment to raising resilient children, or their belief in the health benefits of fresh air outdoor sleeping in Denmark, offers lessons for all of us. The simplicity of the practice is what makes it so powerful. What works, works, and there's something deeply comforting about knowing that this tradition will continue for generations to come. In Denmark, however, this practice is not only widely accepted, it's considered beneficial for children's health and well-being. Parents in Denmark view outdoor sleeping as an essential part of raising healthy, resilient children. It's a tradition that is passed down from generation to generation, with parents embracing the fresh air, natural exposure, and rhythm of the seasons as vital components of their children's development. The benefits of outdoor sleep are recognized not just in terms of physical health, like strengthening the immune system and improving sleep quality, but also in terms of emotional resilience and a deeper connection to the world around them. Parents in Denmark are so confident in the benefits of outdoor sleeping that it is a common sight to see babies comfortably napping outside in prams, even during the coldest months of the year. These parents are not just following a custom, they are practicing what they believe to be a healthy, natural way to nurture their children. For them, it's simply part of life, deeply rooted in their respect for nature and their belief in the positive impact of fresh air and outdoor exposure. This belief in the benefits of outdoor sleeping extends beyond just the physical advantages. Danish parents view the practice as a way to foster a sense of resilience and emotional well-being in their children. It's not just about ensuring that their child gets a good night's sleep or that their immune system stays strong. It's also about teaching children how to be comfortable in their environment, how to embrace the changing seasons, and how to find peace in the natural world around them. There is a deep-seated belief in Denmark that nature has a nurturing power, one that goes beyond just physical health. The fresh air, the changing temperatures, the feel of the wind and the sun, these experiences are seen as key elements in building a child's emotional strength. Exposure to nature is thought to help children develop a sense of calm, patience, and adaptability. In a world that is increasingly fast-paced and digital, outdoor sleeping offers a grounding experience, helping babies and young children connect to the rhythms of the world rather than becoming overwhelmed by it. Imagine the child peacefully sleeping outside, wrapped up in warm layers, while the world continues on around them. The sounds of nature, the rustling of the trees, the chirping of birds, or the soft whistle of the wind become a lullaby of sorts, helping the child feel calm and safe in their surroundings. Even as the seasons change and the temperatures drop, this natural exposure is seen as an opportunity for the child to grow emotionally and mentally stronger, preparing them for the inevitable ups and downs of life. For Danish parents, this isn't just a passing trend or a random custom. It's a deeply ingrained part of their parenting philosophy. Parents believe that by allowing their children to sleep outside, they are providing them with not only physical health benefits, but also a lasting emotional foundation. The cool, clean air helps their bodies grow strong, but it's the connection to the outside world that helps build the emotional resilience children need to thrive. Furthermore, the practice reinforces a sense of respect for nature and the environment, teaching children that they are part of a much larger world. They learn to appreciate the simple beauty of the outdoors, the change in seasons, the rhythm of nature, and the endless wonders of the world around them. This awareness of nature's cycles, from the harshness of winter to the rebirth of spring, is seen as an essential lesson for children, one that helps them understand the world and their place in it. Danish parents who embrace this tradition believe it offers a valuable lesson in independence too. Babies sleeping outdoors are given the opportunity to rest in the natural world, away from the noise and distractions of modern life. They are taught from a very young age that they can be comfortable and secure outside without needing to be constantly shielded from the elements. This builds a sense of self-reliance, helping children grow up with a quiet confidence in their ability to adapt to the world around them. The confidence that comes from this early exposure to the elements continues to shape their outlook on life as they grow. As these children age, they develop a strong sense of self and the knowledge that they can handle whatever challenges come their way. This sense of emotional resilience, cultivated by their early interactions with the natural world, remains with them as they navigate the complexities of adulthood. By allowing their babies to sleep outside, Danish parents are fostering more than just physical well-being. They are nurturing emotional stability, independence, and a deep respect for the world around them. This practice, deeply rooted in their culture and respect for nature, shapes how children develop, how they interact with their environment, and how they learn to handle life's challenges. So, while it may seem unusual to those unfamiliar with the practice in Denmark, Outdoor sleeping is viewed as a cornerstone of raising well-rounded, resilient children. It's a tradition that connects generations, offering the next generation the same benefits of nature that have shaped the lives of their parents. And for the Danish, it's not just a custom, it's a fundamental part of life, an essential practice that they believe is key to raising healthy, happy, and well-adjusted children. When people from non-Nordic cultures hear about babies sleeping outside in freezing temperatures, their reactions are often filled with surprise, sometimes even disbelief. It's difficult to imagine doing something so counterintuitive, especially when many societies go to great lengths to protect babies from the cold. Parents everywhere strive to create warm, safe environments for their children. So the idea of intentionally placing a baby outside in the elements can be jarring. Imagine explaining this practice to someone in the United States, for example. You might get a curious stare followed by the question, but what if the baby gets cold? The concept of exposing a newborn to the cold for extended periods might sound extreme, especially in a society where children are often dressed in multiple layers just to go outside for a short walk in chilly weather. The idea of leaving a baby outside in the snow might seem bizarre to someone not familiar with the Nordic traditions, and it's easy to see how people would be concerned about safety. As you imagine explaining this practice to someone unfamiliar with it, the confusion is understandable. For many parents around the world, especially in warmer climates, the thought of leaving a baby outside in the snow or cold weather seems almost unthinkable. After all, the common approach is to bundle babies up in warm blankets, hats, and coats, and keep them safely tucked inside far from the elements. In these cultures, the idea of exposing a baby to the cold for long periods seems like a stark contrast to what we might consider best practices for infant care. Imagine a conversation with a neighbor in the US or elsewhere, where the first response might be one of concern. But what if the baby gets too cold? What if something happens to them while they're outside? The worry comes from the belief that babies are delicate and must be kept warm at all costs, especially when temperatures dip below freezing. Parents in many cultures have been taught to protect their children from every possible source of discomfort, and the idea of subjecting them to the cold, even with careful preparation, can seem reckless or even dangerous. However, after the initial surprise, the curiosity begins to grow. People often want to know more. Why would you leave a baby outside in the snow, they might ask. This opens the door to a deeper understanding of the Nordic philosophy behind the practice. It's not about leaving a child unattended or neglecting their well-being. Rather, It's about trusting the power of nature to help nurture and strengthen the child. Danish parents and others in the Nordic countries view this practice as a way to build a strong immune system, improve sleep quality, and teach children resilience by exposing them to the natural world. In these cultures, the concept of cold is not something to fear, but to respect and work with. The cold is seen as a natural part of life, something that can help to toughen and strengthen, much like physical exercise challenges the body and leads to growth. Parents who practice outdoor sleeping believe that it helps babies develop better lung capacity and a stronger immune system. Rather than being detrimental to their health, they view the fresh, crisp air as a natural remedy, one that allows children to breathe deeply and sleep soundly without the dry, stuffy air that often fills heated indoor spaces. And as you continue the conversation, people may begin to understand that the Danish way of outdoor sleeping isn't as extreme as it first sounds. Babies aren't just left out in the cold unattended. They're placed in insulated weatherproof prams designed for outdoor use, equipped with blankets, sleeping bags, and layers of warm clothing. Parents keep a vigilant eye on their babies, often placing the prams just outside their windows or in a nearby yard, allowing them to monitor their child from a distance. It's a practice that's carefully thought out and deeply rooted in the belief that the natural world has much to offer in terms of a child's growth and development. Despite this, the surprise and skepticism remain. After all, the very concept challenges what many people believe is the best way to protect babies. Parents everywhere want to keep their children safe, warm, and comfortable. And when you're used to creating a perfect, controlled, indoor environment for a baby, the idea of intentionally placing them outside in the elements can be hard to reconcile. But the Nordic countries have learned from experience that the outdoors, with all its challenges, offers a richness that indoor environments simply cannot. What often surprises people the most is that this practice has been passed down for generations and is still considered an essential part of child rearing in Denmark and other Nordic countries. It's not some new age idea or a trend, it's a well-established cultural tradition with a long history. And more than that, it's seen as a practice that supports the long-term health and well-being of the child. So while the idea may seem extreme or foreign at first, there is a certain peace in knowing that this practice has endured for so long and continues to thrive. As you explain the tradition further, you may find that others begin to view it with curiosity, admiration, and perhaps even a bit of awe. It's a reminder that what might seem unfamiliar or extreme in one culture can be completely natural and beneficial in another. The beauty of the practice lies in its simplicity and its deep connection to nature, a connection that fosters resilience, strength, and health in ways that go beyond what we often think of as modern parenting. And who knows? After learning more, some people might just reconsider their own approach to outdoor time for their children, maybe even taking a page from the Nordic book and allowing their little ones to experience the outdoors a bit more freely, knowing that nature's elements can offer more than just beauty. They offer an opportunity for growth. Now consider the humor that might arise from explaining the practice to someone who is unfamiliar with it. Imagine telling your neighbor, "I'm just going to leave my baby outside for a nap in the snow while I enjoy a nice warm cup of tea by the fire." They might look at you as if you've just suggested the most outlandish idea. It's a cultural practice so foreign to many that it could easily be turned into a humorous anecdote or a topic of light-hearted surprise at a dinner party. In fact, when people from non-Nordic countries first hear about this tradition, it often leads to a bit of playful shock. There's a certain fun in imagining the confusion that might arise when explaining why it's okay for a baby to be outside in the cold, wrapped in layers as part of a healthy daily routine. You're telling me you're leaving your baby outside while you relax inside. It's easy to see how someone from a more temperate climate might think you're joking, or at least exaggerating about leaving a baby outdoors in the snow. And yet the humor in these reactions is often accompanied by a growing curiosity. Once people get past their initial surprise, many become genuinely interested in learning about the practice's benefits, especially as they realize how deeply ingrained it is in Nordic culture. The more they understand about the tradition, the more they can appreciate the values it reflects: trust in nature, respect for the environment, and a commitment to raising resilient, independent children. As the laughter and surprise subside, the curiosity often takes over. People begin asking questions, trying to understand how something so foreign could be so beneficial. "So you really think the cold air helps?" they might ask. And once they hear about the health benefits, the improved immune systems, the better sleep quality, and the overall strengthening of the child's resilience, they start to see the logic behind it. The idea that nature itself plays such a crucial role in a child's growth and development begins to make more sense, especially as they consider the holistic approach to parenting that comes with it. The conversation might then turn toward the cultural values that underlie the practice. People from non-Nordic countries who may be used to a more sheltered, indoors-focused upbringing may start to recognize the deep respect for nature that this tradition reflects. In Denmark, Nature isn't something to escape from or hide from. Nature is something to engage with, learn from, and embrace. The fresh air and changing seasons aren't seen as challenges, but as opportunities for growth both physically and emotionally. The outdoors is part of the daily rhythm of life, and exposing children to it early on is seen as key to raising strong, adaptable individuals. For parents in Denmark, this practice is not about pushing children to endure hardship for the sake of it. It's about teaching them from the start how to navigate the world around them, how to be resilient and adaptable, and how to find strength in the face of change. The outdoors becomes a kind of classroom where babies learn not only about their environment, but about their own ability to adapt to it. As they grow, they develop a deeper sense of self-reliance, emotional resilience, and respect for the world they inhabit. What's most fascinating to many people is how deeply rooted this practice is in the cultural mindset. It's not just about outdoor sleeping. It's part of a larger philosophy of life that values independence, resilience, and a close connection to the natural world. In Nordic countries, children are raised with an understanding that nature is both a teacher and a caregiver. The cold isn't something to be feared, it's a tool for building strength. The wind isn't an inconvenience, it's a reminder of the ever-changing world around us. The snow, the rain, and the sunshine all play their parts in helping children develop into healthy, well-rounded individuals. For someone unfamiliar with this practice, it might take time to fully understand and appreciate the values behind it. But once the initial shock and humor fade, people often come to admire the simplicity and wisdom of the tradition. It's easy to see how this practice could be viewed as extreme or unnecessary in a world that often prioritizes comfort and convenience. But in Denmark and in many Nordic countries, this simple act of allowing babies to sleep outside is part of a much larger cultural tapestry, a tapestry that connects people to the land, to the seasons, and to each other. As the conversation deepens, people may also begin to appreciate the self-sufficiency that this practice fosters. By allowing babies to sleep outside, parents are teaching them independence from a very early age. Babies learn to trust the world around them, even when it's cold or uncomfortable. They learn that they can adapt to changing circumstances and that they can thrive in the natural world, even if it's not always warm and cozy. This sense of independence instilled in childhood will stay with them as they grow older, making them more resilient in the face of life's inevitable challenges. It's also important to acknowledge the underlying values of trust and respect that come with this practice. In Denmark, Parents trust nature to nurture their children, and in turn, they teach their children to trust the natural world around them. This practice isn't about exposing babies to unnecessary risk. It's about teaching them to trust in the world, to trust in themselves, and to appreciate the simplicity and beauty of nature. And while outsiders may initially question the wisdom of this practice, they are often surprised to learn that the Danish have long known that nature is a powerful force for good in raising strong, healthy, and happy children. In the end, this tradition serves as a reminder that parenting practices around the world are shaped by the unique environments and values of each culture. What seems unusual to one person might be a deeply ingrained and respected custom in another. And as people from outside the Nordic countries hear more about the practice, they often come to appreciate the deep connection to nature, the emphasis on independence, and the belief in building resilience through early exposure to the outdoors. It's a tradition that, despite the humor and initial surprise it may evoke, reflects a profound respect for the environment and a desire to raise children who are strong, independent, and deeply connected to the world around them. And who knows, after hearing more about it, some might even think about how they can incorporate a little more outdoor time into their own parenting practices, realizing that sometimes the most unconventional ideas can bring the most lasting benefits. Ultimately, the reaction to outdoor sleeping highlights the diversity of parenting practices around the world. While the practice might seem strange or shocking to people in warmer, more temperate climates, it's part of a rich cultural heritage in Denmark and other Nordic countries that reflects a deep connection to the natural world. It's a reminder that there is no one right way to raise a child. Different cultures have different practices, all with their own reasoning and benefits. For parents in Denmark, letting their babies sleep outside is about more than just fresh air. It's about fostering strength, resilience, and a deep connection to the world around them. While the rest of the world might raise an eyebrow at the idea, those who take the time to understand the practice can see the wisdom behind it, and who knows, maybe after hearing more about it, those skeptical neighbors might even find themselves drawn to the idea of letting their little ones nap outside under the winter sky, breathing in the crisp air that has shaped generations of strong, resilient Danes. As you reflect on the variety of parenting practices around the world, you start to appreciate just how rich and diverse the methods are. What may seem unusual or even perplexing to one culture can be deeply rooted in the values, environment, and historical context of another. In Denmark and the Nordic countries, outdoor sleeping for babies is just one of many practices that highlight their profound respect for nature. This tradition is not an anomaly. It's an essential part of their culture, one that aligns with their worldview, emphasizing harmony with the natural environment, resilience, and strength. Parents in Denmark have long known that raising children involves more than just providing a safe and comfortable space indoors. It's about preparing them to thrive in a world that's constantly changing and full of both beauty and challenge. The outdoor sleep tradition encapsulates this philosophy perfectly by allowing babies to sleep outside. Parents are helping them become more adaptable to the world around them. They are teaching them that comfort is important, but it's not the only thing that defines a happy, healthy life. Exposure to the natural world, with all its unpredictability and rawness, helps children develop strength and resilience in ways that indoor climate-controlled environments simply cannot. While this practice may raise an eyebrow in some parts of the world, the benefits it provides are undeniable, and those who take the time to understand it often develop a newfound respect for the wisdom embedded in these cultural traditions. Once people become familiar with the reasons behind outdoor sleeping, they may begin to appreciate how deeply these practices are linked to values like fostering emotional and physical strength, connection to the earth, and the importance of a healthy, balanced relationship with the environment. And for those skeptical, at first, the idea of letting their own children nap outside may start to feel less strange and more like a natural, healthy option. Imagine the possibility parents across the globe who are increasingly interested in sustainable, mindful parenting might find themselves drawn to this practice. After all, in a world that often feels disconnected from nature, there's something comforting and reassuring about the simplicity of letting a child sleep under the winter sky, breathing in fresh air, and connecting with the earth that nourishes us all. Perhaps one day, what initially seemed like an outlandish concept could spread to other countries, adapted in ways that fit different climates or lifestyles. The key, as always, is understanding the core beliefs behind a practice and appreciating the cultural context that shapes it. For Danish parents, letting their babies nap outside is not just about fresh air. It's about grounding their children in a deep, enduring connection to nature and teaching them how to be resilient in the face of life's challenges. While the world may continue to debate the best ways to raise children, Denmark's outdoor sleeping tradition serves as a reminder that different cultures have unique wisdom to offer. These practices, passed down through generations, reflect the values of those who have come before, and the lasting belief that nature, in all its forms, plays an integral role in shaping who we become. In the end, whether or not you adopt the practice yourself, there's a certain peace in knowing that parenting traditions like the one in Denmark offer a beautiful alternative to the norm, a way to nurture both body and soul grounded in the natural world. And perhaps, just perhaps, as more people learn about the tradition, they'll find their own ways to connect with the outdoors, fostering not only strong, resilient children, but a stronger, more connected relationship with the earth itself. As you reflect on everything we've explored, imagine this: a quiet Danish village, blanketed in snow, the soft, crisp winter air filling the atmosphere. The gentle whisper of the wind flows through the bare branches of trees, their skeletal limbs swaying in rhythm with the breeze. The village is peaceful, the streets calm, and tucked in the corners of this serene landscape are prams, each with a sleeping baby nestled inside, wrapped warmly in blankets. The babies are resting soundly, their tiny faces peaceful, the snow covering them like a soft, protective veil. It's a tranquil scene, one that speaks of trust in nature and a belief in the deep connection between children and the world around them. In this moment, the pace of the world slows, and you can almost feel the stillness of winter settling in, a quiet reminder that life moves in cycles and that nature holds the wisdom needed to nourish and protect us. As the snow gently falls, each flake adding its delicate touch to the peaceful landscape, you can feel the serenity of the moment seeping into your own being. The world for just a while seems to pause. There's no rush, no hurry. It's a quiet embrace from the earth, a reminder that we too are part of this natural rhythm. The babies nestled in their prams are not just sleeping. They are in harmony with the world around them, their breath steady and calm, as if they've found peace in the simplicity of nature's embrace. In this stillness, there's an understanding that life doesn't need to be hurried or controlled. Nature's cycles, winter giving way to spring, the quiet dormancy followed by growth, are a reminder that all things have their time. And in that time, nature provides everything needed for nourishment, growth, and well-being. The babies sleeping outside, feeling the cold air and breathing in the pure, untainted atmosphere, are not just surviving, they are thriving, wrapped in the safety and wisdom of the natural world. Imagine the quiet rhythm of this practice, how it has been passed down through generations, and how deeply it is rooted in the cultural fabric of Denmark. It's not just about keeping the babies warm or ensuring they sleep well. It's about teaching them to trust the world around them, to be a part of the ebb and flow of nature. Each nap, each moment spent outside becomes an opportunity for growth, strength, and connection to the world that has shaped generations before them. This simple, profound act of outdoor sleep reflects a deeper understanding that we too are part of nature. The babies in their prams are not isolated or separate from the world. They are an integral part of it, nestled within its rhythm, learning from its quiet wisdom. And as they grow, they carry with them the lessons of patience, resilience, and connection, teaching them to trust not only in themselves, but also in the natural world that nurtures them. So, as you picture the peaceful Danish village in winter, take a moment to reflect on the simple beauty of this tradition. It's not just about the cold or the snow. It's about the trust, the connection, and the belief in the power of nature to nurture and protect. And perhaps, in the midst of our busy modern lives, we can learn something from this quiet, calming tradition. Like the babies in their prams, we can take a moment to pause, breathe, and reconnect with the world around us, trusting that nature has everything we need to grow strong and resilient. In the calm of winter, with the wind whispering through the trees and the snow softly blanketing the world, there is a deep, lasting peace, one that reminds us that we too are part of this natural cycle. And just like the Danish babies in their prams, we can rest knowing we are connected to the earth, embraced by its timeless wisdom. In this serene image, as you pause and take it all in, the benefits of this practice begin to emerge more clearly. It's not just the cold air or the tradition itself. There's something deeper at play here. By letting babies sleep under the open sky, surrounded by the quiet beauty of winter, parents are offering them much more than physical health. They are helping them grow emotionally resilient, strengthening their connection to the world around them, and encouraging adaptability. From the very beginning, these babies are deeply connected to the earth, which nourishes them not only in body but in spirit. You might begin to see that this simple yet profound practice reflects a deep respect for nature, a belief that by embracing the natural world, we help raise children who are not only healthy, but whole. It's a practice that doesn't just shield the babies from the elements. It invites them into the cycle of life itself. As you think about it, you might find that there's a subtle wisdom in connecting our little ones to nature from the start. Just like the babies in their prams, we too can grow stronger through our connection to the world around us. The beauty of this practice lies in its simplicity. It offers peace, strength, and a deeper connection to life itself. In the hustle of our everyday lives, it's easy to lose sight of these simple truths. Yet nature has a way of grounding us, helping us reconnect to what truly matters. This tradition offers a reminder that sometimes the most enduring and beneficial practices are the simplest ones that allow us to pause and tune in to the rhythms of the earth, and in doing so, we rediscover balance, strength, and peace. Now, consider how we too might learn from this tradition. In the rush of modern life, it's so easy to become disconnected from the world around us. The quiet flow of the seasons, the gentle rhythm of the wind, the beauty that exists in nature every day. Just like the Danish babies who sleep peacefully under the open sky, we too can find peace and grounding by reconnecting with the natural world. Nature holds a kind of wisdom, a gentle reminder that life's pace doesn't always have to be fast. Perhaps the true value of this practice is that it gives us permission to slow down. It's not just about placing babies outside. It's about allowing ourselves to be a part of the world around us rather than apart from it. The stillness of nature teaches us that we don't need to control everything, and that sometimes we need to step back and let life unfold as it is. This tradition invites us to reconnect with the simplicity of nature, whether it's through a quiet walk in the woods, sitting by the sea, or simply stepping outside to breathe in the fresh air. There's something incredibly soothing and nourishing about nature's rhythms. It doesn't require anything grand, just an appreciation for the world as it is. As we move through our busy, often overwhelming lives, it's easy to overlook the small, quiet moments that nature offers us every day. The gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze, the scent of fresh rain on the earth, or the way the sky changes as the day shifts. These simple natural occurrences are all around us, yet they often go unnoticed. The tradition of outdoor sleeping reminds us to slow down and be present with these moments, to appreciate the natural world that exists beyond our screens and schedules. Think about the last time you took a walk in the woods or simply sat outside for a few minutes, allowing yourself to fully experience the surroundings. There's a peacefulness that comes with being in nature, one that doesn't need to be manufactured or sought out through distractions. It's just there, waiting for us to take part in it. Perhaps the most profound lesson in this practice is that we don't need to rush through life to feel fulfilled. In a society where productivity and constant motion are valued above all else, the idea of slowing down can seem foreign or even inefficient. Yet nature teaches us that everything has its own pace. The flowers bloom when it's their time, the trees grow steadily, and the seasons change without hurry. There's no need to force or control what's meant to happen naturally. In the same way, When we reconnect with nature, we start to understand that it's okay to step back from the chaos of everyday life and just be. We don't have to have all the answers or control every moment. Sometimes we simply need to be present, to breathe in the air, and to accept the rhythm of the world around us. In this space, we begin to experience a deeper sense of peace and balance. This tradition of outdoor sleeping offers us a gentle invitation to embrace simplicity, to spend time outside, and to reconnect with the world around us in a more mindful way. It's not about grand gestures or complex plans. It's about small, meaningful moments spent in nature. And it's in those moments that we find peace, strength, and a reminder of the beauty that exists in the natural world. So, as you continue through your day, consider how you can bring more of this natural rhythm into your life. Maybe it's simply stepping outside to feel the breeze, taking a few minutes to sit in the sun, or finding a quiet spot in nature to reflect. Nature's rhythms offer us a grounding force, and by connecting to it, we can find the peace and balance we often seek in a world that moves too fast. Whether we're babies learning from the outdoors or adults seeking tranquility, the natural world is always there, waiting for us to return. As we come to a close, take a moment to reflect on the babies in their prams, resting peacefully under the winter sky, completely in tune with the world around them. Picture the stillness of the moment, the calm, the quiet beauty of nature. It's a kind of peace that can only be found when we allow ourselves to slow down and simply be present. In a world that constantly moves faster and faster, this practice serves as a gentle reminder to embrace the rhythms of life, to find moments of stillness, and to discover peace in the simplicity of it all. So, as you continue with your day, consider how you might bring a little bit of this natural connection into your life. Maybe it's taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of the outdoors, or perhaps simply pausing to breathe in the fresh air. Whether you're in a park, a forest, or even just standing by an open window, there is so much we can learn from the calming natural world around us. Just as the babies rest soundly under nature's watchful care, we too can find comfort, strength, and peace in the natural rhythms of life. As we come to a close, take a moment to reflect on the babies in their prams, resting peacefully under the winter sky, completely in tune with the world around them. Picture the stillness of the moment, the calm, the quiet beauty of nature. It's a kind of peace that can only be found when we allow ourselves to slow down and simply be present. In a world that constantly moves faster and faster, this practice serves as a gentle reminder to embrace the rhythms of life, to find moments of stillness, and to discover peace in the simplicity of it all. So as you continue with your day, consider how you might bring a little bit of this natural connection into your life. Maybe it's taking a moment to appreciate the beauty of the outdoors, or perhaps simply pausing to breathe in the fresh air. Whether you're in a park, a forest, or even just standing by an open window, there is so much we can learn from the calming natural world around us. Just as the babies rest soundly under nature's watchful care, we too can find comfort, strength, and peace in the natural rhythms of life. And as the day winds down, may you find your own moments of quiet connection, where the rush of the world slows and you can simply rest. As you settle into your evening, take a deep breath. Let go of the stresses of the day and allow the peacefulness of nature, however you find it, to lull you into a restful night. Sleep well knowing the rhythms of the world are always there, gently guiding you toward peace, strength, and renewal.